for Coke Zero, Florida State, and all the great college football rivalries everywhere. Gentlemen, start your engines.
Oh, yeah.
It's been a long day for all 43 drivers, but the wait is over. It's time to go racing. Here at one of the great venues you'll find anywhere in sports, the green flag is waving and we are underway in the Coke Zero 400. And Biffle up the middle, Wally.
You can see the difference in speed there, because like Kyle said, if you got to drag the brake, everybody's starting to check up a little bit. I mean, those two guys right there passed 12 cars in the straight in the back.
Third and fourth, Dale Earnhardt Jr. and Jimmy Johnson. And we've got trouble. Baying around and into the wall.
Hold on to it. Hold on to it. Hold the brake here. Hold the brake. Let it roll right there. Still outside.
He had just hooked up with the 2 car.
So there's 3 or 4 cars that have damage, but the 21 is just...
If you're going to take care of the guy in front of you, you've got to hang to the right. You can't drop down to the left. And that was just a situation where as soon as he went down to the left, he just hooked a 21.
Green flag waving, and here we go.
Yeah, I mean, Jeff is just going to lay... I'm surprised. Usually I thought Jeff would just lay down and let Mark get in front of him. That's that's the easy way to do it when you got your guys up front.
And that's what we saw all last night in the nationwide race. The guy on the inside lane would drag, the guy on the outside lane would come down.
Well, you heard Mark Martin tell Wally on the radio communication at the beginning that everybody's been telling him it's his turn to win. Well, as far as Hendrick Motorsports is concerned, it is. Crew Chief Lance McGrew told me that on Wednesday of this week. They already had a conversation with Jeff Gordon. They want Jeff to push Mark Martin to victory tonight. No matter what happens, they want Jeff to take Mark to victory. Jeff is already set up for the chase. Mark is not. He needs the wins. Second place points are good enough for Jeff.
And don't forget, Joey Logano getting pushed around by Kyle Busch, won last night here in nationwide competition. So despite the fact those Gibbs cars started deep, they have pushed their way to the front.
Whoa, trouble, Larry. 99 got turned.
Stay high, stay high. Keep coming. Good job. Keep coming there.
He came in leading the points, and Carl Edwards goes around early here at Daytona. Kevin Harvick, last year's winner, the race leader, as we go back green, completing lap 26.
Oh, there's a log jam right there with the 6 car and the 17.
And speaking of settling in, early in this race, it was all about the Hendrick guys. Right now, they're scored from 28th on back. That's where Dale Jr. is. Johnson, Gordon, and Mark Martin right behind him.
Yeah, but that's where they choose to be right now.
Absolutely.
Yeah, they're just kind of riding out, letting things, putting some laps on the clock. Trust me, when they want to get to the front, they'll get it.
Carl brought out our second caution of the night, and it's Dave Blaney bringing out our third, as you see the replay here.
Couldn't really tell from that angle what. Obviously, he was with somebody there, so he obviously got hooked because there's nobody else around him.
18 lead changes among 14 different drivers, and right now, KASEY, KAHNE, and Martin Truex Jr. out front. And
this may be the most old-fashioned start we've seen in a long time, with everybody just on their own looking for somebody.
Yeah, he's out there out front, sitting duck right now. And these guys will probably blow by.
Check out behind him. Regan Smith now in third. You see him here getting a little help from Kurt Busch. 20th lead change of the night. Regan Smith on the outside goes to the point as we complete lap 58. We've now got our 15th different leader of the night. Talked about Smoke and David Gilliland working together, and they have worked it to perfection right now.
Low on you, looking low. 2 wide bottom there, inside, 2 wide bottom, inside.
KASEY KAHNE leading his 10th lap of the night, and that's significant because in his last 15 starts here at Daytona, he's only led a combined 9 laps. But I talked to Brian Pemberton, crew chief on the 83 earlier, and he said most likely tonight you'd see the 83 being pushed by the 4.
Now, this is where it gets a little bit tricky, because I've been watching the 27 of Menard and Harvick, and I think those guys can get to the front. they don't have anywhere to go.
Yeah, and you know, I know you talk to Mark a lot, and I've talked to Matt, and you talk to other drivers and stuff. That's their biggest concern, is the lead car driving the back car into a box where they can't get out of the gas quick enough, they can't get on the brake quick enough, and they don't know where they're at. The lead driver has to protect the back driver.
Roush Fenway organization starting to flex their muscles as we've got less than 60 to go. David Reagan out front, Matt Kenseth pushing him, and Greg Biffle in the outside lane working with Brad Keselowski. Biffle losing his wingman early in this race, point leader Carl Edwards. Denny Hamlin, Ryan Newman out there right now. They were running in the 30s prior to those green flag pit stops about 10 laps ago, and here they are on the point in a pretty smooth swap there.
I wanted you to do it. I just didn't want to say with those guys on the outside. I couldn't see you.
And that was Newman talking to Hamlin. Newman in the 39 right behind the 11 car that right now is on point, our 21st leader of the night. Can't say enough, Wally, about the Cinderella story inside. What about Casey Mears and Landon Cassill? They have been consistent all night long.
Guys having a good run. They've been, like you said, they've been up front all night, making the right moves, putting themselves in a great position.
Well, Adam, we've documented that Joey Logano has been pushing Kyle Busch all night long. In fact, they've only been out front of Kyle Busch one time tonight. It's gotten so hot inside Joey's car, they think that the radiator fan has melted in that car. Every time Joey tries to turn it on, it trips the breaker. And Larry Mack, I'm guessing, as we close in on the end of this race, you want everything you can to cool that car down, don't you?
Ryan Vickers, Kasey Kahne coming to pit road at lap 134. David Gilliland, Tony Stewart following suit behind him. Chris?
Well, Ryan Vickers hits his pick box. Just going to be right side tires and fuel for both the 83 and the 4. I think we saw how strong these cars are. They did not like the feeling in that lead pack. They dropped all the way back to the Hendrick cars outside of the top 20 within 10 laps. They were back up in the lead. These Red Bull cars very strong tonight. Matt?
And Stewart's service is complete. Gilliland is down 4 tires for both, and Stewart will lead that tandem off pit road.
Ryan Newman, the race leader. Denny Hamlin right behind him. Hamlin's teammates Kyle Busch and Joey Logano 3rd and 4th. And now, perhaps time to push the button, and the greatest indication we're seeing the Hendrick cars make some gains, Kyle.
Yeah, if you're keeping box scores at home, the Hendrick cars right now are 15, 16, 17, and 18, and that would be Earnhardt, Johnson, Gordon, and Martin.
Chris, the 29 of Kevin Harvick and the 27 of Paul Menard, it's all about Kevin Harvick. He is walking Menard literally step by step through this whole race, telling me exactly what to do, even counting it down 3, 2, 1 as they reel in the guys in front of them. They are a great pair, very strong, and charging to the front now.
New leader, Matt Kenseth and David Reagan getting around Ryan Newman and Denny Hamlin, shot out of a cannon.
But that's what the 24 and the 5 needs to happen.
They need this.
If this keeps happening, they will be in this group before you know it. These guys are starting to slide up in each other.
Oh,
watch out!
there
Watch
they
out!
go! There they go!
Here it goes.
Gordon goes around.
What a
great
save!
job.
That, pretty great.
And we get the caution.
A lot of damage, but I'll tell you what, that was a good save. Good.
I don't know who turned him, but it wasn't me.
First attempt at a green-white checker. How about overtime in the Coke 0400 at Daytona?
Now.
Well, he did.
They did.
I tell you, the 11 drug his brake, and he let the 29 get back, the 39 jump back down there.
Takes a little time for him to get
Oh, here we
up.
go. Martin got turned by Joey Logano on that one. Look at him.
Several cars involved, and it all got started when Logano got Mark Martin.
Truex is in it. Mark Martin's in it. See the
Stewart's in it.
33.
Sorry, guys.
Castill's in it.
Wow.
Great.
Boy, Harvick got up in front of Menard. About as nice as you can do it right there.
And left Joey all by himself on the inside right there. Yep. Joey Logano to the outside there with the 4 car of Kasey Kahne.
Larry called it. Logano to the outside and to the lead. Big shove by Kasey Kahne on the outside.
That was a huge shove. He got just enough off those guys.
They had to lift.
Shuffled out.
He got a little bit out of shape there. Newman had to get out of the gas, and that was it.
Here we come down to the white flag. 1 lap to go for David Reagan.
All clear. 1 faster, double wide.
And look who's right behind Kenseth. Dale Earnhardt Jr. has joined the party. Kevin Harvick's been known to break hearts at Daytona. He did it to Mark Martin in 2007. In the Daytona 500, he won this race 1 year ago.
David Reagan
behind the race leader.
David Reagan.
No caution yet. David Reagan coming back to the start-finish line.
They're wrecking again.
Everywhere now.
They're wrecking again.
Reagan with sweet redemption gets the victory at Daytona.
2 separate wrecks on the last lap.
I'm sure tears of joy for David Reagan, who's celebrating his first ever win. David Reagan, a driver who has endured his fair share of adversity throughout his Sprint Cup Series career, joins the fraternity of first-time winners in 2011.